hell's that sound? Well. Look at who I caught now. Hey, buddy, that's not your cardboard. Bro. No. How am I gonna get that? What are you doing? I mean, it's cardboard. It's not like plastic, at least. Bro, what is the play here? That's a huge piece of, like, paper bag. Okay, bud. Oh, careful. Don't fall. Bro. You are really nature's clowns. I mean, you can have it. I was just curious what that sound was. It was very loud. What's the play here? Okay. I don't see this working for you, man. Alright, I'll leave you alone, alright? I know, you're stressed out. I'll leave you alone. It's okay. Bro. Okay, so this, you can see what happened here. That used to be a bag, and I guess the squirrels just, I mean, it's recycling, I guess. Oh, and he's got a friend now. Hang on. Gonna help him out there. See, there's this guy. Man, they're like 30 feet up now. Okay. You know what? You guys win. Once again. Well, back in the jank shed. Back recording on a Samsung because the GoPro little creator handle thing like ran out of battery and it wouldn't charge, and then I tried to reset it and I did all the troubleshooting and it still didn't work. So it's like, all right, return that, get a new one in the mail. Nothing works ever. It's all terrible. But I think now, quick summary. So like the car is functional-ish. It's not going to pass emissions because power steering doesn't work. And also power steering not working is like super sketchy and dangerous. So like I need to either rebuild the steering rack or just get a new one. Maybe I can get a used one at Subie Recycler. But it really looks like online replacing the steering rack is a huge, gigantic pain in the ass unless you take the engine out. So that drives me to my next point, which is there's still smoke coming out of the rear of the motor. And I think, the process is going to be get a piston compression test kit thing so I can see if there are any pistons that actually have low compression, because I kind of just made that claim a couple videos ago and never really looked into it. But then, so if it's that, I gotta tear the whole engine down, get new pistons or rings or something. But if it's not that, then maybe it's just head gaskets, and still you gotta tear the engine out to do the head gaskets, and then I can do the power steering. So, basically pausing on the car stuff, I think now is the time to try and do brakes. So I got a bunch of rando pieces of wood laying around in here. There's some 2x4s there. There's one 2x4 fiberboard, some plywood. But I think I'm going to try and create a, what do you call it? Sandblasting cabinet. Because I got the cheapest sandblasting stuff I could find. And to be fair, it's like, good God, I've already spent all this money. I could go spend a $230 at Harbor Freight and get an actual metal sandblasting cabinet that comes with gloves and all that stuff. But I need something to do. So let's try and make a sandblasting cabinet and then sandblast these. And then I have all of the seals and then the ring in there. I'm not sure about this part, honestly. I'll have to look into it. But I should be able to kind of start rebuilding these. And I think that'll be a good, next step while I procrastinate on the whole motor, head gasket, steering rack thing. But honestly, it's if I can do all that, and then get it registered maybe before it starts snowing too much. I mean, I think it's just global warming. We aren't getting as much coldness. But yeah, that's the gist. So, you know, kind of thinking that I'll just make it in the jank shed. I got to make it small enough to be able to fit through this doorway. But then I can kind of just set it in the corner. Well, not that corner because the roof leaks. But maybe over here or something. And then have my little air compressor and all that stuff. So, cool. Onward and upward. Dig the wheels. Well, just spent way too much money for not enough stuff at Lowe's. Alright, here is $84 worth of stuff from Lowe's. So this is like a little hinge or a latch thing, and then 2 hinges for a door for the side of a, you know, cabinet, blasting cabinet. A piece of acrylic. What is this? 45.5 by 61 centimeter. Okay, 18 by 24 inches. Imperial measurements, thank you. We got some like rubber door sealer sort of thing. Oh yeah, there you go. Automarine rubber weather seal. That fire. And then 2 pieces of 2 by 4 foot, 1/4 inch plywood. The thinnest they had. Each of these was $11. So all of this together, $84. How does that? It was like 5, 10, maybe 20, 25, 30. Each of these was 11. I don't know, man. It's insane. But and then also, I haven't really shown it yet. I'm gonna set it up on this work table, very well organized and whatnot. But I got this at Harbor Freight. 2.5 inch table swivel vise that can go like vertical and sideways. Like, it was $20. I got to start, you know, Lowe's, Harbor Freight. All right, I got to go get all of the sandblasting stuff, in part because I need the gun, the sandblasting gun, to see, like, all right, how big should I make this? Which, pretty limited with what we got here. That's like 1/2 inch plywood. We got a big piece. We got a bunch of, like, scrap. So we'll see how this goes. I know that you all have the utmost confidence in me, per my track record. But, yeah, let's see here. Gotta lock up the jank shed. Oh, the brightness. Where's the, it's this one. Okay. Real quick, fun fact. This little cheapo Subaru, like, little symbol thing on a leather thing that I have repaired at some point. Man, I can't see it. When did they get this? I would have gotten this in 2011 when I got my first car, which was a 2002 WRX wagon. So there you go. Still there, still alive. Don't make them like they used to. Okay, boomer. All right, off to go get the sandblasting stuff. Not sure if you can see that underwater pot in there. That would be the raccoons. Nature's other bastards besides the squirrels. Well, that's annoying. Looks like I'm gonna have a wet arm. Okay, to do the thing that I've forgotten to do 100 trillion times is I got that air compressor and my Subaru WRX TR tires are all like 2 psi too low. So I need to connect this dingus onto here and then use this with the air compressor to fill up my tires so I don't have to pay $1 for an air compressor at a gas station. So let me do that right quick here. Alrighty. Get to like 32. Oh shoot, these are in like 10. Alright, whatever. But yeah, so, you know, the drill. Oh god. Ugh, that one's like barely even 20 psi, so let's see how this bad boy does. Okay, that's pretty sick. So long paying $1 for compressed air ever again, if I can just remember to do this. No. Come on. This is going to take a while. Alright, well, you get the gist. Alright, well, it's still daylight. Show you the Subie super pickup truck mod, which is just folding the seats down, but hey, not too bad. So, air compressor. Let's open the trunk. Oh, we got like towels, and look at this, one single full-size piece. I'll show you in a minute. From here, right against the ass, all the way to the front. We got like a torque wrench, bag of parts, another bag of parts. Another bag of parts that is not doing so great. Box of parts, trash. And then a custom trash bag. And you can see here's the end of the exhaust, and it's about 6 inches to the multi-iPad touchscreen that is, you know, 10 gigasecond response time. But yeah, not too bad. Just don't make any sudden stops. Or else this is going straight through the iPad, and that would not be good. But yeah, not too bad. And I think this leads me to the most controversial opinion of the year, perhaps, and that is I would trade this car in for a WRX wagon. And they just released the auto show where they're like, oh, we're gonna make an STI and it's going to be a wagon. But, like, I don't really want an STI. I just want a WRX wagon. Hence that. So, we'll see. I mean, maybe. We'll see. I still do really like this car. So, if, like, they only release an STI wagon and it starts at 65 grand, then, like, alright, so much for that. I'll stick with this boy. But we will see. Sorry to, say this with an earshot of you, white WRX 2024 TR. But, yeah, no, if they would just make a stinking wagon like they do for the rest of the international market. Okay, that's it. That's my rant. I know, hot take, I'd prefer the wagon over this. And chances are, if they put it on sale in the US and it actually goes to production, I'd probably pick it up. Because then I would have one wagon, 2 wagons. And I like wagons. Alright, that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. As you were, chicken. And then there's probably some in here. Can't see anything. But this is kind of odd. Just half-eaten lettuce. Tasty chicken snacks. Alright, good night, ma'am. Have a nice evening. John Deere. Well, since I'm no longer pulling the engine out, man, it is dark. Maybe this will, yeah, it's a little better. Basically, I'm gonna use this boy and that boy to pull in the engine crane and the engine stand, so that they're not taking as much space in the garage. So yeah, I hope they'll probably fit over there somewhere. Surely. Alright, I think if I just lift with my back, I can just huck it in there. So here goes. Alright, good luck stealing that. It's so freaking heavy. Sweet. My back hurts. That's enough for that. Get a little sunset. Bit of focus. A little bit. It's okay. I hear a squirrel. Alright. Alright, before I do the whole car... What's the freaking game? Musical chairs, where I park this over behind the gate and get it out of the way so that the Ford can go back in here. I do want to test a comment theory, which literally made me facepalm in real life, where it's like, hey, are you sure the ticking isn't just that giant gash that's between the intercooler charge pipe and the pitch stop mount? So we're about to test that theory. Give me 1 second. Alright, come here. Alright. Son of a biscuit. It goes on there. Come on. Come on. There you go. Alright, stay. Alright, you ready? Well. So, like, it can hit, but that is not. You can hear it. Like, it's not the metallic tinging. Okay, that makes me feel less dumb. There's still a possibility that's what it was. I kind of doubt it, given the audio frequencies coming from there. But I really thought for a second that that's a good theory, because I thought the sound was coming from like that way rather than this way. So it's like, well, that would certainly explain it. But yeah, if the ticking starts again, first thing to try, hold that up. Is that what it is? And also, maybe it's not the intercooler charge pipe hitting the pitch stop. Maybe, like someone mentioned, it's just the pitch stop. The front is pretty loose, which they suggested I tighten. I'll do that later. But yeah, let's do some musical chairs with the cars here. All right, I'm gonna film the first start in like 5 days, so let's see if it ticks. No ticking. power steering fluid still going. There's some oil. That looks more like oil. Interesting. Yeah, hopefully that's just residue. We'll see. I don't really have the time to put it up on jack stands right now, but cool. It is so dark. Man, well, wish me luck backing this thing into the driveway there. Well, found a nice little nook. This is actually usually where the parents' little micro trailer, you know, RV goes. And one sec, let me put this cardboard back where it needs to go. Save the environment from the Scooby. Okay. And real quick. Oh yeah. Parking lights might be broken, but hey, headlights and fog lights. What a great little guy. Nice. In its resting spot for now. I tried to park it. There's not as many leaves, you know, with the evergreen above, so hopefully less squirrel and or bird poo. But nice. I think it's gonna sit here for a little bit until I get brakes cleaned up, and then eventually probably some engine work and a power steering rack. So cool. Oh, and how can I forget? Wait, it was just working. No, Vivaldi. Why? Son of a. No, god dang it. That's tragic. It was just blasting, I swear. I was gonna chill for a minute. Oh well. I think eventually too, I'm pretty sure they make an I-doing, however you freaking pronounce it, for this vehicle. Oh, wait. It's frozen. Oh, but wait, up. But yeah, no, like an Android Auto version of this, where I could just beam Vivaldi there and still get a copyright claim, even though it's 400-year-old music. Vivaldi, you bastard. Well, I tried. Still, you know, no, the lights work, but no interior lights at all. And yeah, thanks to a chatter, I did find PDFs for all of the user manual stuff, including a wiring one. So hopefully that one will lead me to figure out what the heck's going on here. Because, like, who knows what the previous owner did. But sweet, I'm going to pop the hood one more time, see if anything's exploding. Look at that. 0 smoke. That's kind of satisfying. And I swear it was probably just that one bolt. I did a whole bunch of cam gear shaft seals for no reason. But hey, those also aren't leaking. Knock on wood. So, looking good. It's getting dark. I got to go put a bunch of crap in my jank shed back at home. So, call it here. Well, we now have one very long exhaust and then a shorter one. Back to 2 in the jank shed. Got a myriad of various bags and stuff full of parts, and like, I think I should probably clean this place up, but it's pretty dark out. I'm pretty hungry. I think I will call that Saturday. And then tomorrow, I mean, you know, we all think we're going to be able to do more than we can. Morning, I'll build the sandblasting cabinet, and then maybe I can start, you know, take one of those apart and then give it a whirl. Which, you know, word to the wise, if we look at our little Harbor Freight cutesy little 6-gallon 150 psi air compressor, Oh, would you look at that? Green, orange, red for continuously, intermittently, and not recommended is red. Ooh, look, sanding, red. Huh. Well, you know, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Let's go, donkeys. I'm procrastinating starting on the whole sandblasting cabinet because I can't move right now. What are you doing, Lucy? Oh, did I disturb you? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sweetie. Hang on. Where'd you go, Doki? Where'd you go, Lucy? I'm sorry. Where'd you go, Doki? Oh, and by the way, this is, I know, a novel concept. This is over-the-air television. You can still buy an antenna and actually get TV for free over the air, so they can bombard you with advertisements for gambling. It's really something. But I'll get started in a minute. Got to wait for this cat to get off me, so might be a minute. November 2nd. It's like 80 degrees out. Not complaining, it's actually kind of nice, but off to the drink shed. Beware of spiders. And I think first order of business is, if I'm going to build a sandblasting cabinet, where do I stand? So I'm going to do some rearranging. Do a little time lapse probably. I also think I might investigate this roof leak, because it'd be more convenient to put the cabinet there and replace these very janky shelves. Anyone need 300 feet of Cat 5 cable? That doesn't really work. Anyway, oh, Jesus. Yeah, I guess time lapse time. Easy enough. Well, first thing I was going to try and do is see if I can't fix the roof leak, but hey, oh, not sure how well that comes across on camera, but like right there, it's just like sagging, so, you know, it doesn't really matter which direction your, what do you call it, tiles, roof tiles, what do you call these things? Oh man, look at this. Who needs like a piece of edging when you can just put a dot of freaking, you know, sealer on every nail. Shingles, good God. So like, it doesn't matter if I add better shingles or replace a few because they're just in, you know, the roof sagging. So much for that. Ugh. And you could probably kind of see it. Just this whole thing, it's just sagging. So maybe I'll just freaking stick a 2x4 up there, because like what you need is a bunch of these. So like anyone works in construction, so that looks pretty good because you have a bunch of supportive beams keeping the roof from sagging. Oh wait, there's none over here. You know, I think someday I'll just we'll see, time and money, knock down the shed, build a new one, because it's got like some cool stuff. There's some graffiti down here. Like they put insulation on this wall, which is pretty funny. And you can tell it's just what's left over from when they redid the house. But yeah, jank shed. What can you expect? I think it'll just be that I won't put important things over here because this whole thing is just water damaged. But yeah, still gonna try and make a sandblast shed. Also got the fan because it's freaking like 80 degrees. It's hot. It's freaking warm. November 2nd. It's supposed to be snowing. Oh well. Also, pro tip. On the time lapse from yesterday, you see me loading up the 200-pound metal frame engine crane into a, what do you call it, into a tractor trailer little guy. Lift with your friends if you have any, because my back hurts. Not like significantly, it's not thrown out, but like, ow, don't do that. Overexert yourself. I'm too old for that. All right. Well, got the new GoPro. Hopefully this thing doesn't turn out to be a dud battery again, because that was the whole reason I had to return it and get another one. What a pain in the butt, but okay. That has to charge and update or whatever, so I'll keep recording with Samsung for now. And back to the jank shed. Oh, jeez. Oh, progress has been slow. I had to repair the fence over here. Very professional. Thanks for doing that repair for me, neighbor. It's only been like that for 6 months, whatever. But before I get to engineering the sandblaster, cheese and knockoff LaCroix. They were out of the store brand, so I had to get this, which 1882, huh? Didn't realize they had seltzer back then, but whatever you say, I'll buy it. Alright. Do as I say, not as I do, chat. I don't have a great setup here for wood cutting, so you know how it goes. Oh, come on. You can get the gist here. Got an angle shelf thing to put on there. That's going to go on the side of the table here. And then my adorable little vise is going to go on that because there's just nothing to attach to so far on the table. So, continuing. It's alright. I'm a professional. Alright. So, there. good enough. I'll tighten the other one with a screwdriver or something. Did not think this through, but that's okay. Come on. Yep. Who said screws need to be straight? Look at that. Solid. Would you have guessed that that's done with a jigsaw? I mean, this one, yeah, but you know. Now we just erase our mistakes with this. Beautiful. That goes there. This goes here. Oh yeah, professional. Boom. Crushing it. I'm not sure if you can see this, but whatever. Yeah, buddy. One more. Here's the hole. I missed a little bit. Come on. There you go. Pretty solid. Very expertly crafted, eh? Alright, I ended up adding another reinforcement there, but now it's pretty solid considering the state of the actual table itself. So now just got to put the vise on there. Alright, much like every single project anyone has ever done, I've spent 2 hours doing something completely unrelated. But hey, now I have a little vise. You know, I can put stuff on here. I can do this and hold it. It spins. It spins this way. You know, pretty, not too shabby for frickin' $20 at Harbor Freight. Classic. Man, what brilliant handiwork. Not only am I an expert mechanic, but also a, what's the wood one? Oh, what is it? Woodworker. What's the word for it, though? There's a word for it. Chat? You know, I'll put it on the screen. It's what Jesus was, right? Carpenter, for God's sake. Jeez, all right. I'm a carpenter. All right, on to actually making the thing I was set out to make today. All right, quick trick to ace trip. Got a corded cheapest thing that would be light related. And that's my LED bulb I put in there, so that'll go on the inside to light up the sandblast area. Some wood screws, because I was almost out, and some caulk. Don't laugh. The cheapest tube they had, because honestly, where is it? I have another one somewhere around here. I guess I'm blind. I must have put it somewhere, but anyway, like that one's 3 years old, so who knows if it's, there it is. Yeah, this is 3 years old. I don't know if that's probably solid at this point. So there's all that. Time to get to engineering. Oh, I forgot the piece of paper. Hang on. So in the random pile of junk I have, there's this like slotted plastic kind of bendy piece. That's kind of perfect because I'm going to put this clear acrylic into the slot. And then I also have these like carpet to hardwood adapter pieces, which are also perfect because I'm going to use these and then the caulk to like basically put a seal on the acrylic on the face. So I'm just figuring out dimensions and whatnot. But before that, more knockoff LaCroix. And now, leftover Halloween candy. So I have no self-control. Here we go. Already using the $20 vise. Look at that. Crushing it. Well, hour later, I have the top part. So this is the window you look through to sandblast the stuff. I tried. We'll see if this actually works. I might still like silicone seal everything, but in theory, you could undo bolts or screws rather. Slide this out if this thing breaks and put a new one in, or if it gets all foggy from all the sand or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like I need to seal it up more so that the sand doesn't get out and in my face. Some calculations done over here. In theory, that'll be like the front. We'll figure all that out later. Just really spitballing here, but I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm hungry. Daylight savings just happened, so it's dark as hell, even though it's 7:30? No, 6:30. Jeez. I didn't vote for daylight savings. I don't know why we still do it. It's un-American. We should all be on the exact same time forever. I don't know. But yeah, feeling accomplished-ish. Really, I love this little thing. Just a piece of junk. I mean, not junk. It's $20. It's cheap is the point, but super useful so far. I used it to instead of somehow trying to like find something that'll actually cut this, that's made to cut this metal, I just like crimped it and then put it in here and then bent it back and forth until it broke this thing. So getting use out of it already. Pretty sweet little guy. I like it. Harbor Freight as usual, crushing it. So cool. Cleaning up, calling that a day. And I'll be back later in the week probably, because I really, I was like, oh, I'll just build this sandblasting cabinet and then do one of these real quick, but doesn't exactly go that quickly. So cool. Not too much to do on the car this weekend, but I think I did a lot of cleaning, setting myself up for success in the future. All right, that's it. Well, 82 degrees yesterday. Now it's actually feeling like November. And hey, would you look at that? 5:30. It is pretty much dark. So done with work, and it's dark. Depression season. But back to the jank shed. Continuing where I left off. I'm really just winging it. So that's the plan. And also the plan, hopefully, set up a time lapse where you can actually see like the subject of the frame, which is surprisingly difficult with the phone. GoPro's a little easier with the front facing camera, but I digress. Back to it. No plan, no strat, just winging it. Well, I did it. I mostly have a pretty straight-ish looking piece of carpentry. Man, angles are difficult. I did some math. As you can see here, sine, Pythagorean theorem. And what I ended up really doing was like you do the first two and then you just kind of eyeball the second. And then you measure once, cut 5 times, and then you stick on a little extra piece of wood down there because it turned out you cut it too short. But yeah, no, I think this is pretty much the idea. 2 holes in the front here so you can stick your grippers in and then do stuff. This seems like a decent enough size for this cheapo sandblaster to fit in here and to hold a brake caliper and sandblast it. So yeah, I think making progress. You know, if I was really fancy, we'll see how my motivation goes the rest of this week. But what you kind of want is, you know, a grate at the bottom, which I do have chicken wire or something somewhere, I think. Yeah, I could use that. So that way, you know, the sand, the medium, I forget what you're supposed to call it, falls through the grate into like a collection thing below. And then honestly, like the fancy ones have like a conical shape so that you can like open the thing at the bottom and then it all dumps out nicely. I might just forego all of that for the sake of it fits on the table and I really don't need it super bad. So yeah, you know, I guess lesson is there were like 3 of those Harbor Freight ones, which are $230 new for like $100 on Facebook Marketplace, slightly used. One of them just had like a cracked glass, so I probably could have just bought this 20 piece of acrylic, got that, and then for $120 have like a metal new pretty much thing. But again, I was bored, so here's this. And it's fun, you know. Tools. Life pro tip: don't inhale sand dust. You should use a mask or a respirator or sand outside with a mask so that you don't sand in here in an enclosed space where all of it gathers and stuff. Slowly learning, but you know, getting there. So yeah, I think I might call it for today and eat some soup. But making progress. Not Canadian. All right, zip. Stopping by for a quick meal. Also need to blow off the leaves again. But now I actually have a good view. As long as there's no squirrels over there. Ooh, shiny. Well, I mean, not really shiny, but you know, I like it. Well, figured I may as well try it. Ticking is still gone. It still sounds fine. It sputters a bit on startup, but you know, not terrible. Cool. Just getting all the leaves and debris in there. Let's see if we got Vivaldi. Nothing. Oh. Wait. Hell yeah. Okay, sweet. Well, probably let this get to temperature and just, you know, keep it alive. Fun stuff. Nice. Oh, I got the prop. Don't see any smoke. It's pretty warm out today. Freaking like 75 in November. Oh. Throw the prop back there. Nice. Chickens. Excuse me. Pardon me. Oh, excuse me. All right, careful. All right. Look at this. Oh, chicken crack. Yummy. Got any eggs? No, I got it stuck. Negatory. All right. Dang it. Okay. Bye, chickens. Okie doke. Back to it. Still standing. That's a good sign. Let's get set up here. Why don't I unplug that? Wait. This one. Okay. Nice. And another very warm. Man, who left all this here? Very warm November day. So, set up another time lapse. In focus. I swear to God, Samsung. Like, if the whole picture's blurry, that should be a warning that, like, hey, something's wrong. But anyway, haven't put too much more thought into this. I think I'm just gonna do a flat bottom. Maybe do the chicken wire, but yeah, not even gonna bother explaining the thought process because it's really just throw bullshit and see what sticks. So we'll see how this goes. Well, there's a door. Look at that. I'm not quite done screwing in the screws and the latch I got to do in there. And then I got to put on the rubbery seal stuff to hopefully have this actually seal from all of the sand. But yeah, you know, got a wall, a door. At this rate, by next February, I'll be done. But now I think I could hopefully finish this weekend. Got to stop for now. Baked potato should be done, hopefully. I swear it always takes an extra 10 minutes, but like, yeah, I think that's pretty good for today. Call it there. Finish the time lapse. Man, why is it so much work? Should have just bought the one from Harbor Freight. Okay. Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Got this nice fake carbon fiber plastic extendo-matic with the swivel tripod from Amazon so that I can stop being out of focus, hopefully, maybe, we'll see, but yeah. Okay, finished the hardware, put the sides on it, put a grate in there, and then surely I will be finished after only 1 week of work. Definitely worth the $100 that I could spend on Facebook Marketplace to just get a used one of these. But this is the pick yourself up by your bootstraps way. Also, I have no idea. I need to drill a hole for the this guy so that I can actually fit it through there, and that kind of needs to be sealed. So maybe I can just like drill a hole and put some silicone. But anyway, we don't plan ahead here. So here we go. I did it. The jankiest possible, what do you call it? Blasting cabinet that anyone ever did see. I'm not quite done yet. I gotta do like the seal here and put, silicone everywhere. And I gotta cut the holes in here, figure out how to seal with those blasting gloves. These things, put them in there. I probably should have just bought one, but hey, look, it's done. And then I think that'll be good enough in there. And then yeah, we got a little grate in here, well lit. I already did silicone on the bottom just because, but figured let's get this. Well, I gotta move this. Oh. Are you ready? Oh yeah, sort of. Oh, that's not really coming off. Come on. All right. Oh, I ripped it. Son of a. There we go. And yep. Yep. No. Yep. Not quite as clean as you might have hoped, but you know, hey, it's going. All right, throw that away. And just a little bit up here still. Come on. There you go, bud. Surely. And good enough. And then on the inside, oh, I can't reach. Oh my God, hang on. I can reach. Oh, come here. Yeah. There you go. Yep, good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Nice and clear. Okay, yep. Look at that. Now, you can see, put that there. Look at that bad boy. Could be worse, eh? So yeah, feeling proud. Also disappointed in myself, but you know, this was only $100 versus $230, so I guess I'm on top. Plus 20 hours of work time. But yeah, having fun. So let's see if I can't figure this out.
Yeah, this is $1,000.
Oh boy. Well, let's see if I can see a brand anywhere. Westlake, $80 per tire. That is the cheapest available. All seasons, basically. Here are the Potenzas that came with this car, and these are like ice cubes in cold weather. So just something to get me through the winter. I don't really care if I burn through them. They don't look awful. They look like tires, I guess. What does look awful is how dusty these brakes are. I'll clean this thing eventually. But yeah, basically, you know, track day tires maybe someday. But yeah, job done. The Jank Shed claims another victim.